I think we are, as a band, our most exciting when it's more intimate. And when you're like the secret band and you're playing a secret set, even though it's still important and you've still got to play really well, like at the back of your head, you're kind of like, well, you know, we're like the bonus features. We're like DVD bonus features. And if they're great, that's amazing. Also, if they're not, who gives a shit?
It's probably the only time we'll get to play Glastonbury without pressure of a sort. Like, we can just come in, play a show, there's no expectation, none of the nerves that you get when you play like a big slot at Glasto. So, like last time we played when we did the Pyramid, it was like, oh, this is a big deal. And you feel like, and it is a big deal, but this time it's not a big deal. It's just a joke.
Introduced my mum to Lars Ulrich and Bradley Cooper, and she had no idea who either of them were, which was great. I was like, Mum, Lars Ulrich from Metallica, and she's like, cool.
What's gone wrong now?
Oh, just like the one thing that I asked for is the pasta isn't coated with cheese and mayonnaise, and it's every fucking, basically white foods. Like if it's got a sauce element to it, like I genuinely would rather drink.
If I had a spider in one hand and a bowl of cream in the other, what would you go? You had to deal with one of them, what would you deal with?
Well, I mean, I'm not scared to touch the cream. I just don't want to eat it. Honestly, if you pissed into that glass there, well, that cup, to the top, I would rather drink that than a pint of milk. 100%, genuinely.
All right, we'll sort that out for later then, Mark, shall we? I'm really glad I went to the pub last night.
At the point where he really should have gone home, I was like, oh, one more, mate. And he was like, all right, I'll have a half and a whiskey. And I came back and I was like, oh, they've run out of half glasses, so you've had to have a pint.
I walked home shit-faced. And I ordered Lebanese at midnight, and then I had to change the bed sheets and stuff and do... I kept being like, I've got to get back to water the courgette. Because obviously it's so hot today. And no one's at my house for a few days, and I've got to water the garden. But all I remember is I just kept repeating, I've got to go back and water my courgette.
I have worked myself up into quite a nervous frenzy. I sort of had to talk myself down from quite a lot of stress in the loo a minute ago. I don't know what it is about Glastonbury. Last time we did it was maybe the most nervous I've ever been before a show. I paced around the dressing room by myself for 4 hours. I think it's just the responsibility, that, like the pressure that you feel to give the festival what you feel like it deserves.
I need lighter. Lighter. All right. Fucking Old Testament. Should do it. Run that shit. Yeah, man. Let's do this 100 times.
Everything not said will be lost.
Good live music can be a force that is bigger than most other things out there. And if you have one of those seminal moments where there's a gig that does just a little bit more, it felt like something like that was happening at Glastonbury this year, where it just felt more important and bigger than we were expecting it. And I think we realised, like, quite soon after we were on stage by how many people had shown up. I don't know, there was just something in the air at that show.
Looking out at that sea of people, that felt really, really powerful. It felt like one of those shows that if at the end of the band's career, I was to look back and be like, right, you know, top 10 shows, like that will be up there.
I just did a bottle of vodka and a cigarette. That's my string broke. I just went and like cut my finger so brutally. I mean, look at the state of that. Yeah, I think I've been fucking murdered. The keyboard. Also, it's like my fucking pick just like was stuck to my finger and it kept turning. Joe gave me, my number Joe gave me, it was an E, man. Rock and roll, baby.
Fuck yeah, now, man. Wow.
Wow.
See the state of my guitar.
The guitar looks incredible.
My keyboard. Also, I managed to draw a bloody X on the Glastonbury cameras. And the guy was like wiping it out. I was like, yeah, that's good, that. Yes.
Get away!
Glastonbury is an amazing festival. The sheer amount of different experiences you can have there, there's no other festival in the world that does that.
It's by far the best festival in the world. Nothing else compares. A lot of the rules of society kind of fall away for a few days. That's why people like it so much.
There's a positive energy there that feels deeper than just a festival. There's just so much to see and so many places to get lost in and so many experiences to be had. It's like being confronted with every possible avenue of the future all in one go, and that's quite a rare experience to feel like you could end up in any type of scenario depending on the decision you make at that next minute. And all of them will be great and life-affirming.
Who else is in the van?
Jimmy,
Yeah, who else?
Abby.
Yeah, but they're comatose, that one. Where's the rest? Where are the lively people? Where's Jack?
Here.
Where's Beaky?
I think there's a respect that everyone has for the festival and for each other where you don't get at any other festival, really. There's like this huge ball of like positive energy that everybody feeds off and comes back, you know, like destroyed, but like enriched by that like collective human experience.
It feels like you're going to bump into Pan running around with his cloven hooves and his massive erection playing a flute in a forest while dousing himself in wine.
I was just high on life that evening, just high on the euphoria of having played to a packed-out crowd in the park stage, and what a time. It was incredible. As I'm saying this, I know that this will be narrating clips of, like, me pushing people over and pulling their pants down and slapping them on the arse and stuff.
It feels like a release from a lot of the pressures and a lot of the restrictiveness of British society and the kind of insular nature of life in Britain. It's the antithesis to all of that, and it's like an antidote where people get to go for a weekend and talk to strangers and to feel and show empathy and show, like, instant connection.
What's he doing?
Nothing's happening.
Who?
Nothing is happening.
Who's there?
In a fucking bag. It's in a turtle shell. Exhaustion. I'm gonna find you. I'm gonna find you
which
in
one's
that
gonna
boat
prevail.
Yanis?
Somebody spiked your drink? Just get in the
What?
fucking mind.
Right.
Absolutely.
No.
You trimmed your beard since the show?
No.
Maybe you should just be thankful I picked up your white t-shirt. Did you? Yes, I did, you little ginger post. You sort of didn't even think so, mate.